got some calls coming in. How you been? How you feeling today, Big Steph?
I'm terrific, man. I had a good holiday, good weekend. So,
Good
I
holiday, good
mean,
weekend. Got your
I'm
belly
good.
full?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't eat too much, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Let's see who we got on the line here tonight. First caller, state your name. I got you live on the line. 248-935. Who am I talking to?
Chiliano.
Chiliano, what's going on, bro?
Chiliano.
What's going on with it? What up, Spliff?
What's going on? You all right?
Ain't nothing to it, man. I heard y'all last week, man, and I want to be a part of this.
Oh, good,
Okay.
good. Glad.
All right, well, we're going to hit up the heart race segment first. Let me give a rundown of it real quick. Let me pick up another call or two real quick, and then I'll give y'all the rundown of the heart race. We got caller number 2 on the line, 313-695. State your name, sir.
Dwayne is here, man. How you doing?
What's going on, bro? How are you?
Not much. I'm enjoying my evening, sir. How about yourself?
Enjoying your evening. That's what's up, man. All right, we got 2 calls on the line. Let me get one more here. Caller, I got you on the line, 248-558. State your name, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Indiana Jones.
I'm sorry, you broke up just a little bit. What was your name?
Indiana Jones.
Oh, Indiana Jones. Named herself after a dude. All right.
Right. Okay.
We're going to try not to read into that, Mrs. Jones.
Anymore.
Matter of fact, that's what your name is tonight. We're going to call you Mrs. Jones.
Hey, it's all seen on 60 Mile in Woodward.
Say what now?
It's all seen on 60 Mile in Woodward.
Wow, what was really?
Okay. I think go ahead, West. Go ahead, tell them what the rules
All
are.
right. So the way heart race works is we've got one female caller tonight. Now this can go both either way, but tonight it's going to be one female caller and 2 to 3 guys. What's going to happen is I'm going to ask you guys a question, and each caller will be able to give the answer to the question. Mrs. Jones will decide who she advances forward based on their answer, and that person will move on to round 2. So that's pretty much how this game works, and it's the heart race game. So let me get the first question up here. So before we get started, Mrs. Jones, if you would tell us what do you do for a living, ma'am?
I'm a realtor.
Realtor. Okay. All right now.
Yeah. Mhm. So
How long
I
you
am
been
based
at
out
the
of
realtor
Rochester. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm based out of Rochester, Bloomfield area. Been doing this for quite some time, and I love it. So that's a little bit about me.
Excellent. And Chiliano, your occupation, sir.
Yes, sir. Professional barber, entrepreneur.
All right.
Yeah.
And my other caller, what was your name again, sir? Oh, wait, I think we dropped him. He's back on. Hold up. Let's get him. Are you there, sir?
Dwayne here, man. How you doing?
Hey, Dwayne, how are you? We just got to you. Now, I lost your call. Did you hear how the game works, or do I need to run that back down for you?
Run back down for me.
All right, the way it works is we're going to ask, so there's 2 of you guys, and we've got Mrs. Jones. So we're going to ask you both a question. Based on your answer, Mrs. Jones is going to select which one's going to advance to the next round. So that's pretty much how that works. So what I'm going to do is, but we were trying to find out a little bit of information on everybody. So what do you do for a living, Mr. Dwayne?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can fade out just a little bit, but I think I got you now.
All right, man. Yeah, I'm a teacher, man.
Oh, okay. All right, what grade you teach?
I'll tell you, teaching little bad kids, take you away from man.
So we got, I don't know if you heard, but Mrs. Jones is a realtor, And your competition for the evening is a professional barber. So we got the realtor, the barber, and the teacher of the bad cheerings. First question on deck. All right, Chiliano and Dwayne, first question on deck. Have you ever had sex on a first date? And if so, did it change the way you saw the person you were with?
Who you asking first?
Well, since you asked, you can go first, Chiliano.
Man, come on, man. That's like a really a no-brainer. I'm about to lose the first round right now.
You ain't hear my thoughts.
She about to pick me because you asked me a question like that. That happened multiple times. So that's all I got to say.
All right, but did it change the way you the way?
The way you felt? Yeah. It changed the way that I felt about the chick because it's like it's too easy and what the hell? But sometimes when you really break that down, it's like it's how you really feel about that person though, because it could be like a beautiful thing because damn it just happened like that, and then it's something that can keep going on. I mean, keep moving forward or something like that. But when it's just like you knock it off the first night, then you just like, what the hell? And then you're looking at yourself like, what the hell I just did? And then, so it's a good and a bad thing to me.
Okay. All right. What about you, Dwayne?
Yeah, I've definitely had my share of, let's say, one-night stands or first-time encounters.
Okay.
Some of them was just amazing, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely amazing. The chemistry was right, and that's what, we led to that, and it was multiple times after that. Other times, I feel you, man. I was like, dude, what the hell did I just do? Why was
whole lot of regret going on in the bedroom right nowadays.
So basically, you felt like Eddie Murphy in Boomerang when she left the change on the nightstand, and she had her own condom and she went home. Basically,
I woke up in the next morning and I pulled back the sheets. I'm like, oh, look at the toes. Oh, it's time for me to go.
Well, look at the toes.
Yeah.
but no. I didn't have some amazing experience. I mean, the chemistry was right. It was that time to take the relationship or that friendship or whatever we had to the next level, and it was amazing. But sometimes it was like, okay, delete your number, block it, never call you again.
Okay.
Well, Miss Jones, you've got your two answers there. Who we advancing on to the next round?
I don't know. The barber sounds a little sottish, but he's interesting. He's funny. And the teacher seems a little, I think he learned his lesson as a teacher, but I don't know. I'm going to roll with the teacher. I'm sorry, Barber.
All
right, Barber. Barber, go ahead, sir.
I respect that all day.
My man did say we set him up for the fail with the question itself.
Oh, no.
I already knew who she was going to pick. So.
But hold on to the line, Chiliano. We're going to bring you back after we play Hard Race. We're going to bring you back on.
I'm not going anywhere.
All right, cool. We'll get back with you. All right, Dwayne. So you make it to the final round here. We got one last question for you.
All right.
Here's what we got. So, is it shallow not to date someone that you aren't attracted to? Please explain the answer.
I've half dated people, couple of ladies that I've been unattracted to initially, but I feel like attraction can work on multiple levels. So just because I'm not initially physically attracted to you doesn't mean I'm want to be mentally attracted to you also. So I've gotten to know some women, and like inside they're absolutely beautiful. Outside it's like but once you get to know a person mentally, the rest of it really doesn't matter as much. So yeah, shallow. Not to get to know a person.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So So, Mrs. Jones,
Well,
how you
I
feeling
like
about
the
that
answer. Yeah,
Please
I think
do.
that was a good answer. I mean, I usually date ugly people up until recently, so I mean, I like their answer. If they, if they look a little, if their looks are a little different and difficult, they're usually not going anywhere. They're content. They enjoy you, whether or not you enjoy them. So, I can relate to that.
Well,
they usually have a good heart because that's all they got. The
Don't get me
inside.
wrong. I don't go out looking for ugly people. I mean, you get it, you ugly. You get it.
I'm gonna roll with that ugly one over there in the corner. Come here, girl. I got some dog biscuits for you.
I've been extremely lucky with handsomeness, like in my recent years, but before that, it was all, there was all Robin Harris and Baby Kids, But yeah.
All right. Well, Dwayne, she's feeling your answer, but now she has to answer one for you. And should you be feeling hers, then we actually have a 3-for-3 streak. Are we on a streak? Are we on a 3 streak if we can win it this time, Big Spiff? So here's the question. Mrs. Jones. What, if anything, are you saving for marriage? When somebody laughed initially right on that question, that means that I don't think she's saving a lot.
No, that means that there's not a whole lot in the account of that to save. All my shit has pretty much been cashed out. But wow. What I got to give? Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'm saving that dying love, like where you will absolutely do any and everything for the person, no matter what extent it is. I mean, I'm talking 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm in the bed, slobbering on the pillow, and they're like, go get me some White Castle. I could throw on something, go get it. Or life or death decisions, like it's me or you. I'm like, well, hell, take me. I got asthma anyway. You live long. So I think that's what I'm saying for marriage. Like, yeah.
Okay.
The life or death situation I'll take.
So, brother,
midnight trips to White Castle.
Yeah, you got to decide if you're going to be hungry at night. Because you guys definitely have delivery service.
Right. Yeah. So she will you make a sandwich, or you got to be married for the sandwich too, though?
Yeah. Oh no! I'm making. I give strangers a sandwich. They ain't nothing special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
Make a sandwich.
But for that midnight White Castle run, you got to put a ring on it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's kind of special.
All right,
Dwayne, what you feeling? Yes,
so
please.
I feel Mrs. Indiana Jones, Mrs. Jones is Jones. I feel like those attributes you should already be displaying to get the ring. Not something you should be saving after marriage. Be honest with you, I would marry you. You ain't doing all these things.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I think you may have misunderstood me, but that was just like an example. But the one thing that I am saving is like a life or death situation. Let's say if you need a kidney or something, I give it to you. Or if we've been held up, it's like, look, I'm either taking you or her. I'd be like, look, take me, let him live long. Like, I'm talking that. That was like a realistic. Yeah, that's kind of more so what I meant. The White Castle was the White Castle was real. I ain't getting up. Oh. No, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. That's what I meant.
The second answer is a lot better. The first answer is a little bit shaky, baby. It's a little bit shaky. Because of the fact that I feel like if a woman, she's trying to pursue me into marriage, she should be giving her all to me anyway. So, that midnight run to White Castle has already been happening to prove to me that you're going to be loyal and going to be there for me forever.
So basically, damn the bullet I'm about to take. It's all about that.
You should be doing that anyway.
Huh?
You should be doing that anyway. So, Dwayne, based on our answer, do you take Miss Jones or not?
I do not. I don't think she knows what she's saving for the next person. So I need something that's solidified that I know that she's going to save for me, and then no other man is ever going to have.
Okay, brother. I mean, you want your girl out there at night, she better do it. I hear you, brother.
But you'll never find another woman that's going to give you a kitten or take a bullet and be like, take me, save him.
Well, so she would die for you. You say, no, I want a sandwich.
The teacher said he wanna use the whole cow and all the spare parts before he buy.
Exactly.
So we're 2-1.
We're 2-1. All right. Well, Dwayne, we appreciate you calling in and being honest with us and sharing your opinion. We're gonna roll on now.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in. Hi, Indiana Joneses. We're gonna roll on with our discussion question. Now, Spiff, I know you had a lot of people calling in last week that was reaching out to you. They had some very strong opinions on what we were talking about. Go ahead and catch everybody up to what the discussion was last week.
Well, the discussion last week was based on women not valuing their coochie or their body. We'll just say not valuing their body as they say they do. And in the midst of that, you asked me a question about double standards. Basically, you were asking me what if a man sleeps with a woman, then wouldn't he not value his? And I explained to you that's not how men were taught. Men were taught to go out and have sex with as many women as possible. And I've had on both sides, some men telling me they wasn't, but most telling me they were taught that. I have friends that basically his father told him that because, and I quote, he felt he didn't want to have a gay son, so he wanted to make sure his son wasn't gay. So he was told to go out and have as much sex as he wanted to. Now, from yours end, I've heard that I was a chauvinist for my view.
Yes, I did get that a few times. I got a few random text messages. You tell that nigga Spiff that he's a chauvinist. Folks felt really strong in opposition to your opinion because, like I said, it was stated by you that men in general were taught to get as much as possible, and I was very myself. I wasn't taught that. I don't know a whole lot of people that were taught anything like that. Specifically, like Mufasa sitting over looking at the Pride Land, talking about every twat the light touches is ours. I've never experienced that, nor has anyone that I know. So it was a very strong opinion, and it got a lot of feedback. So we felt we would give everybody a chance to call in and respond. So, ladies, gentlemen, again, the telephone number to call in is 646-668-2975. 646-668-2975. If you got an opinion, we'd love to hear you share it. But Mrs. Jones, and let's bring Chiliano back on the line too.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So Ms. Jones, we're gonna give you the floor on this. Well, actually, no. You let's let Chiliano because he's been quiet for a little bit. You on the line with us, Chiliano?
Hey, what's up, baby?
So have you heard the topic question on the line?
You say what now?
Have you heard the question that we were talking about? Topic of discussion.
I couldn't hear.
Couldn't hear while you're on hold. All right, well then we'll catch you up real quick. Essentially, Spiff, I'll let you run. I'll let you give it the quick run.
Did you say you listened to last week's show, correct?
Oh yeah. You two guys, yeah. I listened to it. Yep.
And you heard when I said that most men were taught raised with the fact to go out and have much sex
I
as they
remember
want.
that whole hookup.
Okay.
I didn't.
So we're rehashing that conversation. So what is your opinion on that, Chiliano?
I agree with you in part, and I didn't agree with you in part because I believe that how do we know how women and little girls are raised in each household? You know what I mean? And then I feel that women or girls are supposed to be raised like you say. That's why I agree with you in part. Okay. But not in every household it's not happening, and it's especially not happening in these days and times. Being raised up to the value of what's between their legs.
So you're saying that women now are not valued? They're not even taught to value what's between their legs.
No, you can't say that in every home. Not every home.
I never said every home. I say majority.
Well, how do you know? How do you know? You can't know that because you're not in every home seeing it.
Let me. Society as a whole will let you know how things are being taught. Let me ask you this: where do you think the statement is? Why is it that every man can go out and have as much sex as they want to, and they call heroes, but if a woman go out and have as much sex as she wants to, she's a slut? Where do you think that statement comes from? That's society as a whole. That makes sense.
It is society, and society is full of bullshit, and that's why.
Regardless if you feel it's wrong or right, I'm telling you what society's saying. So you can feel that society is wrong by what they say, but I'm saying that's why I'm saying the majority of the girls and the majority of the boys are taught the way they are taught.
Okay.
But Barbara, I have a question, Barbara. Do you believe that boys are taught to kind of get it how they live?
No, that's what I was about to say. He didn't let me finish because
I didn't think you agreed with that.
No. Okay. But boys ain't taught to just go slang they dangling everywhere, but women are taught. So when is the fucking gonna come into play?
What do you mean when it's gonna come into play? Go out there. So you actually think boys are taught to value their penis? Don't go out there and have sex until you find that right woman. That's what you believe.
Yeah. So say I'm growing up in a household, and I'm a man. I'm growing up as a little boy, and I got a sister. So they gonna teach my sister one thing and teach me something different? No, that's not how. That's not how it goes.
That's true.
I grew up in a household with sisters, and I was taught something totally different than my sister. And let me ask you, as a man, do you have daughters?
I got two daughters. I got a 21-year-old and I got a 3-year-old.
Okay. Do you have a son?
A little punk ass son. He act like a daughter.
My question to you is, excuse me, folks. My question to you: if your son had went out and got a girl pregnant, how upset would you be? And how upset would you be if your girl, one of your daughters, at the same age got pregnant? Say they were 17.
I have a grandson, and she got pregnant when she was 20.
I'd say 17. Would you be the same? Would you have the same outrage or the same happiness that your daughter got pregnant at 17 and your son got a girl pregnant at 17? Would you be the same? Would your emotions be the same?
Or no? It'll be the same, bro. It'll be the same.
Okay. Well, you are a rare breed, because I know many it would be different if their daughter got pregnant at 17 and their son got pregnant.
All you can do is try to do what you do as far as teaching wise. Once they're coming of age, that's their decision and choice making. You can't go through your whole child's life teaching and doing this. All you can do is what the hell you can do, and do the best you can do. So in the end, that time you just gotta let it go. You're gonna go through your whole life being mad and hey, what the hell you just did?
That's not the same thing as what I'm asking. That's not saying going through your whole life.
Let me interject real quick. You're saying that by and large, boys are actually taught to pursue as much sex as possible. That's where I don't agree with you. I don't think that anyone has actually sat down. I mean, not to say that. I mean, you said that was done with you. That's fine. I think you are in the minority there, though.
and it's done.
I think
that
people. I think that you and those other people are in the minority. I don't think that boys have ever had that conversation with a parental figure to where they were instructed to go out and pursue sex as often as possible.
Let me ask you this: how many was it? Chiliano, was you raised in a single parent home or double?
Yeah, my daddy came around. You know, he was slinging cock all over Pontiac, Michigan.
Thank you. Okay. So he showed you. He didn't tell you, but he showed you.
And then
Inquest.
That's why.
Hold on.
That's why Indiana Jones picked me, because I just slung dick all over Pontiac in a few different places myself. So
you did what your father. So you did what your father did.
Pretty much, but better.
Huh?
Pretty much, but better. And I had less kids. He had 9. I got 3.
I said, but you was out there slinging it as much as you can.
Hey man, I
think I get where you're going, Spiff. You're saying that he was taught by example.
Yeah.
I am Spiff. I am a slanger, but you know what I'm saying, I wasn't taught to slang.
You were taught to sling by what you saw your father do.
But the example that I pretty
whether he told you or not, you saw your father do something and you repeated what he did.
No. That means in part I agree with you again. In part, but in part I slung because it got hard.
Listen.
It got hard, and I can get
whether or not you were told or you saw it, you were taught.
Hey man,
Inquest.
Yes, sir.
Was you raised in a single family home or was the father in the home and your mother?
Single family home. I mean, single parent home. I believe that's what you meant to say.
Okay. I would say that most people that's raised in a single or by a single mother were not taught that. I would concede that. But most that was raised with a father, I would say that's different.
All right, hold that thought, Spiff. We got a call coming in. Let's see what a caller thinks. 313-647. We got you on the line. State your name.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Walt.
How are you?
All right. I was just listening to the show, and I heard you guys talking about the difference between raising your daughter and raising your son.
Yeah.
Now, me, I come from a home, I was raised by both parents. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, it's not like that. And I'm also from Detroit, so that's like a rarity in Detroit. But my father, and I'm going to explain to you why he did this. My father was one of those guys, like, it was damn near double standard. You know what I'm saying? Like, the girls couldn't do nothing. I'm not saying that we had free roam just to be out here, and I'm only 28, so I'm a younger guy. So it wasn't like we can just do whatever because we wasn't street guys. He didn't treat us to be out here. He didn't bring us up to be out here in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Even though he did everything under the sun, he didn't raise us like that. But when it came to women, you know what I'm saying, exploring our sexual options with women.
Don't get out there, boy. Don't get out there.
It was like, man, it was like fair game. It was like we was taught to, you know what I'm saying? It was like, man.
Right.
Hey, that's my thing. That's my thing.
But it wasn't because, you know what I'm saying, he just wanted us out here slaying every female. It was because, and not to be homophobic or nothing, but he didn't want us to be gay. That was it. Like, that was his reason. You know what I'm saying? Where on the other hand, with the girls, yeah, like, that's how he, and it worked because none of us was like that. You know what I'm saying? But and we all got a high appetite.
Slinging penis to as many women as possible is not going to beat gay off of somebody. I mean, you're going to be gay or you're not. That's not.
But when I'm saying
whether or not it would, that's his reasoning.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was like his methods was. I ain't gonna lie, they was a little unorthodox, but.
Right.
It helped me, and I like now. I mean, you know, I'm not out here just slaying every female. You know, I did have my times when I was, but at the same time, it kept me straight, literally. You know what I'm saying? It kept me straight. I would try my best. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro.
Nowadays, I would try my best to I don't have no kids now. So if I did have a son, I would try to teach him a little differently. I probably wouldn't just, because I'm just keeping it real. It was put in our face, like straight up, like that, straight like that, like, hey, man, woo, this how you do it. Where with my sisters, it wasn't like that. It was like, no, hey, you better not think about it, but better not smile.
Hey, bro, no disrespect, but your sisters probably got more hook up than you done got hooked up.
I bet.
Who knows?
Right. Who knows? But
I'm finding this fascinating, though. But my man...
The point is, he was told to go out.
Right.
And I've seen that. And I've heard that from many men that had a father. To go out and get as much sex as you can. But they tell their daughters, no, you keep your legs closed.
Yeah.
Now,
this is fascinating to me. Now, I need to hear.
That's my little baby. That's my little baby.
Hold on a second.
I know what I do to female, so I don't want my little baby to do the same thing, in which it's going to eventually happen. It's going to happen.
Let me just hold on. Let me just put a note out there. I need to hear from some males who had both their parents. 646-668-2975. That's 646-668-2975. Gentlemen out there who have mother and father that they grew up with, I need to hear from y'all. Is this what y'all was being taught? I need to know.
Hey, I want to say one more thing. I'm gonna shut up for a minute. One more thing, and I'm gonna shut up for a little while.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm in some pussy right now while we on the show.
Oh my goodness. He went right there, crossed the line, and jumped over.
Hey, say something, baby. Say something, baby.
Oh, she said no. She don't want to say that.
Oh my God.
I'm in the bed with the pussy now. How about that?
Okay,
This ain't that type of show.
Yeah, it really is not. I need to understand why. I'm gonna leave that alone. I got a call come in. Let me see what we got here. Oh goodness. Caller, I got you on the line. State your name, please. You are live.
Somebody downstairs.
Yeah, and there we go. I got another caller coming in. Let's see. Caller, I got you live on the air. Where are you? Male or female, for starters?
Talk about some square ass shit.
Hello. Live on the line. 919-904. Can you hear me?
Come on, man.
All right, we're gonna drop that one.
But I'm saying these things because
I have a little bit of input.
Please.
Well,
go ahead,
Ms. Jones.
This, honestly, I guess I grew up with so many different cultures. This is very, very broad. It's deeper than male and female because everybody was raised different, somewhat because of cultural things too. Like, there's a lot of arranged marriages in different countries. They come here, they're already married. Most of them are, maybe Chaldean or from the Middle East or certain parts of Asia. So this is real broad. This is way deeper than just male or female and how people are raised in the home. There's a humongous cultural difference. And then to be honest with you, men from the South are different, a little bit different. And I don't mean to live in the South, like you pack up your shit, you go to Atlanta because you want to be on a mixtape like Jeezy. I'm saying the ones that were actually raised down there, and like born and raised down there, they are a little bit different and they're all American, but I don't think that you going and just raw dog and then Charlie Sheen and clitoral area is going to help a guy be any straighter. Because to be completely honest with you, in this day and age, I've definitely ran into some guys that have hit a lot of girls, and they're trying to explore other shit because they didn't hit all the pussy they can run up in. So it's what's next? And usually what's next is the booty warrior.
Jones, you went off subject though with that. I mean, it's regardless of the fact that you're saying that they shouldn't be out there raw dogging or Charlie Sheen and whatever you want to call it. The fact still remains what boys are taught is different than what women are taught, and women are taught to value themselves.
I completely disagree. And then when you say what guys are taught, what guys are taught this?
Guys are
are these Americans? Are these black guys? Like, what guys are taught this? Like, I don't know.
It's not about race. It's not about race at all. It's not about.
That's
what I'm saying. The whole. It's not about culture. It's the whole society. The men in the whole are taught. That's why you have those men that's in arranged marriage that come here and sleep with a bunch of different women. They're not just, even though they're in an arranged marriage, they still taught to go out and try different things. A lot of men are told to
disagree.
Where you get the idea of go out and sow your royal oats, go out and sow your oats before you settle down.
Well, just because you heard that on Coming to America doesn't really mean that's true, because that was a movie. But I disagree, and I am the most mixed person.
Hold on, Miss Jones. Miss Jones. Hold on. Mm-hmm. That statement is made because it's been told before. That wasn't just one time. People are told to go.
Hold on. Let me. I got another call coming in. We're gonna get back to you, but I want to see if maybe we can get another person who was raised by both parents. Caller, got you on the line.
How you doing again, man?
The teacher. So we never asked you in the heart race game. Were you raised by both your parents or a single parent home?
Both of my parents, man. I had my mother and my father.
All right, then you the type of person we've been waiting to hear from. So, have you heard the conversation?
I heard bits and parts of the conversation. It was very interesting. Needless to say. But
so did your father have the sow your royal oats conversation with you?
Yes, he did. He actually told me before a multiply. He told me to experience life. You know, he was like, you need to go out and experience life, experience as much life as possible before you're ready to settle down. And that way you can know yourself, you know what I'm saying, as a man, what you like, and how you can go forth with it. But at the same time, with my sister, it was more strict because of the fact that, you know, women are seen in a different light than men. Like, women are supposed to be like angelic creatures. That's how my dad kind of geared my sister to be more of angelic creatures, and they should be above reproach. And they shouldn't be out there thoughting about you know, out there whoring in the streets. Whereas, you know, I was seen as the you know, the conqueror, you know, the king of the loins, you know, the next generation of him. You know, he told me to go out there and look, knock as many pussies down as you can, man, and find yourself in the process. And that was the big thing, was about finding yourself in the process, finding out what you like, you know what I'm saying, as far as in a woman, because everything is different. And everybody likes something different. But find what you like in a woman, find out, you know, what you want her to do for you sexually, and find out, like, what type of woman you like. So,
I'm gonna let you finish, but I just want to say, even with that, him being in the same household with his sister, he was told that. Don't think his sister was told the same thing. Like, I just told your brother to go out and have as much sex as you want. No, he didn't. His father wouldn't do that. That conversation wouldn't be cross. It would be a cross conversation. It just, I told my son this. I'm gonna tell you. This is what I'm telling you, and that was that.
Yeah. So the conversation you had with my sisters was, hey, you need to find a husband. Once you find a husband, then you can think about having kids. That's how that conversation went. Whereas, you know, both my mom and my dad told me to go out and experience life. You know, how are you supposed to know what you want if you haven't experienced anything yet? So, you know, once I came of age, they were like, you know, go out and do you. I pretty much what my mom would say, go out and do you, boo-boo. And you find out what you want, you know what I'm saying, once you get out there. I mean, if you sheltered all your damn life, you ain't gonna know what you want. So even if you do have an arranged marriage, you know, and get with somebody, and they can be like a total fucking turnoff. So, you know, that's pretty much why my parents geared me.
Wow. I wish I could just get one more male that was raised by both parents. Because if you get 3 for 3, man, I got to concede it to you right now.
Hold on. No, and I'm
I
just want to say this.
Disagree.
Here you go. You had a guy who said he wasn't told that, but his father was out there slinging everything, so he was out there slinging everything. That's what he
now to that point, I will say that I was willing to agree with the fact that maybe they had been taught by example to do that. Now, I will agree with that. But the simple fact that guys are sitting down with their sons and having the actual blatant conversation where they are instructing them to do this, that's the part that I didn't agree with up until the point where we had two callers call in and confirm what you're saying. So that could be random, though. So, I mean, if I get another call from a man who was raised in by his mother and his father to confirm what you just said, then I stand corrected.
I guess take it one step further. This is not something I would teach my children. You know what I'm saying? My son.
That's a great step further to take. I appreciate you for saying that.
Because of the fact that I want them to, like she said, you know, it's shit crazy out here now. You know, like
it really is. And I think the subject is too broad
out there. You know, and like it was different from when we grew up. You know what I'm saying, or how we came about. You know what I'm saying, versus now. Like, dude, like they got shit out here that's gonna make your dick fall off. You know what I'm saying? You stick it in the wrong hole. It's crazy out here nowadays, and I want my sons to more protect themselves. You know what I'm saying? I still want them to go out and experience life. Don't get me wrong. You know, go out and experience life, but I want to indirectly tell them to go out and try to knock down as many as you can and conquer. You know what I'm saying? Conquer the world.
So I think we're dealing with a generational thing. I think that the fathers from yesterday were pretty much on that tip that you're talking about. Go out and slay the world. But because even the other guy said that's what he was specifically told, but he wouldn't pass that down, is what he was saying. So, you know, I feel sorry for the ladies of this generation. Y'all got to deal with with dudes who are told from birth as a child, raised to go out and get it. But at least your daughters won't have to deal with that.
Right.
Because the next generation isn't being the guys is deciding not to pass that down.
I guess to my dad's defense, I mean, this is what his father taught him. You know what I'm saying? His father was up in the age of 10. You know what I'm saying? And like my grandfather, he'd tell you, like, boy, back in the day, I was a bad motherfucker. Shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'd tell you he had, you know, chicks lined up. My grandfather had 16 kids. You know, and like he made all his kids call him by his first name. So none of them call him Dad. They all call him Bob. They call him by his first name. And the reason why I asked him, I'm like, you know, Bob, why you make everybody call you Bob? He was like, I didn't want all them ladies to know I had all them damn kids. Granddad was a pimp, you know what I'm saying? And that's how he taught his kids, and that's how, you know, of course, my dad pretty much taught me, and directly and indirectly.
Okay. Hold on now. We got another call coming in. I want to check with somebody else. Maybe we luck out and get another. All right, caller. I got you on the line. 919-255.
Hey, what's up?
You there with us?
Hey, yeah. I was raised by my father and my mother.
Yes.
And me and my dad never had that conversation. The only real conversation we had together was, he said, don't go out there making no babies that you can't take care of.
So it wasn't about father-son conversation.
That's it.
But it wasn't about not having sex. It was just about don't make babies you can't take care of.
Just don't make no babies, because, you know.
Don't make no babies. That's not saying don't go out there and have sex.
That's just go out there.
No, it's not saying that, but it's also not saying go out there and smash everything either.
Hold on.
It's not saying spread my seed from the four corners of the earth.
If you're telling them just don't go and have babies, what are you telling them?
Don't go and have babies.
I was raised by the product. Well, I was raised by a hoe, because my dad got 5 kids.
Thank you.
You know. And then, you know, all my uncles, it's like my dad and all his brothers. My dad has the least amount of kids at 5. The rest of them,
5.
Yeah, 5 boys.
At least at 5.
So,
wow.
Thank you.
So
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, So I'm just saying, I was like, my uncles might have had another conversation with me, like go out there and get it. But as far as me and my dad are concerned, we never had that conversation. He was like, you know.
But did you have that conversation with your uncle?
With my uncles? Oh yeah.
And what they tell you?
My uncles said, boy, you got to get it like I used to get it. you go out there, you go out there and you kill them back as many of them as you can get.
You can't. And your father was telling you, just don't have babies.
My dad is the responsible one out the bunch because he wanted us to learn from his mistakes.
Right. So don't go out and have a bunch of kids. Your uncle's telling you still go out and get as many as you can.
Yeah, he said they would like lay them down. Lay them down.
Thank you. You was told. That's all I'm saying. You was told. I'm telling you, that's how society was, bro. That's how society was.
Well, I mean, what can I say? We had 3 different people call in. Where are you from, sir?
North Carolina. Thing is, one way or another, even if it wasn't your direct parent, if you got uncles or somebody, they had that conversation with you.
Right.
One way or another.
I'm with you on that.
I you know what? I think I'm almost on the verge of just going ahead and standing corrected because I didn't agree that people were getting, taught that, and apparently, if it ain't the dad, then it's the uncle pulling that child to the side and saying, like James Earl Jones style, "So your royal oats."
Those statements come from somewhere. They didn't just pull that out the air, and people understood what he meant when he said it because those statements come from someplace. I mean, people, like I said, society as a whole has taught us and can go out and do these things, and women shouldn't. They look at women as being a powerful being, a power, authority, especially when it comes to sex. She is the gatekeeper when it comes to sex. And another thing is, why is it quicker for a woman to get penis or for a man to get vagina? Miss Jones?
With everything.
Miss Jones? Just asking you a direct question. Is it easier for a man to get vagina or is it easier for a woman to get penis?
It's easier for us to get it, I believe.
Because it's a value thing. Men are not taught to value theirs. Women are taught to value. We're taught to give it away.
You said that men are taught to give it away.
Right.
And from the calls that we've gotten, there may be some truth to that. But I think that this is a little eye-opening for most or any women that are probably listening.
Hell yeah, I think everybody got something with no health insurance. So yeah, like this conversation scares the hell out of me because everybody's running around this bitch on antibiotics and not really giving a damn and just smash. Like, I don't know, this is scary. Because if this is how it is, like people just taught to just go smash all willy-nilly, that scares me. Like, I don't know. Everybody's a suspect now. So I hope you got insurance, especially your ass, Barbara. I really hope you got something health-wise.
I think she's talking about Juliana.
Yeah,
but Juliana was. I think you attacking the wrong person there. He was on your side with that on that side of the argument though.
You need something on the phone like as we speak. What is that? He said that he's taking numbers.
Because people are having sex doesn't mean they're not using condoms. So you can't just say people.
That's true, but condoms don't protect from everything. Condoms don't protect from everything. And the worst thing, STD, most STDs can be cleared up. But the spiritual part that you take when you do that with the person, I guess niggas around don't have no soul. It's a lot more.
You taking the same risk when you sleep with one person or you sleep with 1,000 people. It's the same risk. You can get the same disease if you slept with one person. If you sleep with the wrong person. I completely agree. I'm saying there's more than just a disease exchange. I mean, like, damn, it's not sexual no more. But you putting it out there as if they automatically gonna do something, and that's not the case.
I'm just saying
this kind of lends itself to the next topic that we were going to discuss, which was the whole smash and pass epidemic.
Yeah.
Now, what I mean by the smash and pass epidemic, I saw a comment as I was on social media, and it was a picture of 3 young women. They were dressed, skanky for the club, had they everything out, and they were turned around showing their assets. And this dude comments on the picture, and he slays them. He's like, "See, this thought shit right here. This is just a smash and pass. You don't take this home to mom." And it kind of threw me for a loop because I'm like, if it's not worth taking home to mom, and it's not worth getting with, wifing, whatever you want to call it, if it's not worth having any type of real connection with, then what's the point of smashing it to begin with? Exactly. I think the whole smash and pass epidemic is what leads to these children having dads that don't want nothing to do with them because they don't want nothing to do with their mom. They shouldn't have smashed them in the first place.
I agree, but the bottom line is what is sex? Is just self gratification. And
that's what masturbation is. I wouldn't say self-gratification is the definition of sex. That's what you're saying?
I mean, that's all you doing is satisfying yourself. If you just doing smash and grab, you're not in it for any love. There's no love in there. There's no. You just want to satisfy yourself. You want just because.
I agree with that.
You're not pleasing yourself with your hand. It's still self gratification. That's the bottom line.
A smash and pass would be self-gratification. So your thoughts on it, Ms. Jones?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. That's true.
My thing, then you have people that, like you said, you got a bunch of kids out here. You got women that get pregnant by a guy who wasn't even meant to even know her name, and now she's having his baby, and she's expecting him to be what? A father? I don't think so. That goes back to the value. Why she didn't value herself in the beginning.
That's
right.
True.
She didn't value herself. Apparently, all the value was placed on the backside, which is the reason why that was front and center for the picture. But I just think that it's an issue that people. I mean, if it's not worth taking home to mom. It's not worth, and not to say that everybody you deal with is going to be worth taking home to your mom, but not worth taking home to mom. It's not worth. I mean, you calling it a thought. Like, I don't understand the point of degrading somebody, but you're going to share yourself with them anyway. So I guess that does kind of lend itself to what you were saying earlier, that most, and I'm using this most because I still hold out hope for some of y'all out there, but most guys have no value on their own body, so everybody can get it, is what you were saying earlier. And it kind of lends itself to that. Because I just think that it sounds really silly for you to sit there and degrade somebody for taking some shit off of you.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But like I said, that's what we're taught. That's what men are taught growing up.
That's what men with daddies go out.
Right. But they're taught that, and that's what I'm saying. That that's what caused the whole double standard. Is it fair? No. Is it right? No. But that's a double standard is just that, a double standard. And going out there and having as much sex as you want and try to get as much sex as you want, because you never get as much sex as you really want, because every woman's not going to be with you. But you end up being with women you think are thought, women you're not attracted to, women you wouldn't take home the mother, women you don't want to even be seen with. You only go over their house at night. You don't take them out on dates. You don't do any of those things.
So you got you a blockbuster broad,
right?
To a Netflix chick.
And when you got people men that constantly saying, "Hey, I want friends with benefits," all that goes back to the way they raised. That goes back to the way they value sex or value themselves. They don't value that part of themselves.
Well, then my final question for tonight. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Before I get into that, to the last question, callers, you can call in to 646-668-2975. After this next question, we're going to be doing an event. So if you want to call in and share your bad dating experience, please call in at 646-668-2975. Question though, when you call in, Mrs. Jones, when you called in, did you have to push any buttons to connect live with us?
No, you just picked my call up. No.
Okay, so you just called in 646-668-2975, and then you came into the queue, and then I picked you up. All right, cool. So, that's the number. Call it in, 646-668-2975. Let us know if you want to weigh in on this particular conversation or if you want to share one of your bad dating experiences on the event. We'd love to hear from you. So, it was holiday time. Spiffy, did you take anybody home for the holidays?
No, actually I didn't.
When's the last time you have taken somebody home for the holidays?
I don't remember.
Really? So it's been a long time. So it means something to you to take somebody home for the holidays.
I mean, it would have a few years ago. Not anymore.
Why a few years ago and not anymore?
Because I lost both my parents a few years ago. If my parents was alive, I would probably say yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would say no.
Ms. Jones, does it mean anything for you to drag somebody in for the holidays?
It means
the parents,
a
so to
whole
speak.
lot. Yes,
really?
It means a whole lot. Yes, it really, really does, because I have a tight-knit family that just loves people to pieces. So, it means a lot to me.
I know for me, I'm kind of touching on what you had said, Spiff, when my grandparents were still around, I would definitely not take anyone to go meet, because my mom is cool. You know, she can meet somebody, she can sit there and have a conversation with anybody. She's real nice, she's real casual. I don't have to worry about being embarrassed taking somebody to see mom. But if I ever took anybody down to Goldsboro, North Carolina, to go see the old folks back when they was around, that would probably need to be serious, because the first thing out of my grandfather's mouth was going to be, well, she's pretty. When y'all going to be getting married?
No.
And and so it's so if I was just to take somebody casually down there, say it was Thanksgiving, Christmas, or something like that, if I were to casually take somebody down there, it would instantly our relationship would instantly be elevated to that other person, because my grandparents about to go on 25 real quick. I was like making it seem like if they're seeing somebody, then it's married, and it might not even be that way. So it made me want to ask the question: is it supposed to mean something when you take somebody to meet the family for holidays, or is that just you needed somebody to roll with you, couldn't make it through a family event by yourself?
I think it should mean something. I mean, me personally, my parents have not met somebody. I haven't introduced them to anybody special in a very, very, very long time. Because I have my pick. I mean, to be completely frank, even my ex-fiance, hell, he didn't even meet my parents, because I wasn't really at the end. Like, I started seeing things. As soon as that ring got slipped on my finger, I started seeing things, and I realized why I was so hesitant anyway. So even his ass did not meet my parents. So me in particular, I'm very, very particular in who they meet because that person's going to be like a hell of a lot. So,
right.
But that's just, yeah.
We got another call coming in. Let's see what they got to say here. Wait, I might have dropped them. Nope, I think they ran out on us.
They ran out?
No. Yeah, ran out on us. Lost the call. They got scared. Also, if you're on Blog Talk Radio /heartrace.com, I'm sorry, Heart Race Radio. If you're on Blog Talk Radio /Heart Race Radio, you can log in on the chat window and you can hit us up on the chat if you don't want to call in. Again, that's Blog Talk Radio /Heart Race Radio. So, I got to ask you, Miss Jones, give me wait, we got another call coming in. Before we move on to the worst date, I really would like to, because I want you, Miss Jones, to get to thinking about that worst date scenario, because I know you probably have something going in.
Oh my God.
Let's hear from this next call. Call, I got you on the line, 313-695.
Teacher's back, man.
The teacher, man, the teacher's son is back.
Hey, taking a female to meet your extended family, to me, is a sign of commitment. That's a big step in a relationship.
I agree.
Now you want everybody to see who you're loving on. You know what I'm saying? You want them to love on them. It's like a feeling of acceptance. You know what I'm saying? You want them to accept who you're with and take them in as family also. You know what I'm saying? So you just can't take anybody to meet your people. You can't bring anybody around your family because now you're trying to make that person is going to be automatically your family. So what I guess the question is, what happens if you bring in a person around the holidays and your family really hits it off with that person, and then she shoots your holiday boo? You know what I'm saying?
It's like, what happened to her?
They exchange numbers with her. You know what I'm saying? Now they talking to her, and you ain't even talking to her no more. You're like, hey, and then they bring her over next holiday. She shows up, and you got your new boo. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure if you bring in a woman or if you're a lady bringing a man around your family, that's somebody you're invested into. That's somebody you're going to actually be with. You know what I'm saying? You can't just bring random to family outings. That's not how it works. Not how it should work. That's his teach. That's his mom thought, man.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, I agree with that. Yeah, I like all of that because it's like, what the hell happened to Donna from last year? You know. So yeah, I agree with that.
Man, I never believed in just bringing any and everybody around the family. I mean, that's like you said, that's a sign of commitment.
3 more fucking minutes.
So, all right, we got another call coming in. Let's check out, see what this other caller got to say. Caller, we got you on the line, 586-757.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you? I
Doing
wanted
good.
to respond to your question about bringing somebody around for the holiday. I mean, I think it depends because you could just be getting to know someone and just let your family know, hey, we're just friends. So therefore, it won't be the expectation, oh, they finally got somebody. They finally got a date. They never brought anybody over. When they see you come in with somebody, they automatically think that, hey, this is your boo. But if you just let them know, hey, we're just friends, we're just getting to know each other, then that can just put all suspicion out of the way and maybe stop conversation.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
smart.
Definitely.
But on the other hand, because your family is going to think, you know, hey, you. Back in the day, and I'm an older woman, but when you brought somebody around your family, it meant something. I remember my mother said, I don't need to see everybody you see. I don't need to know everybody you meet. But in this day and age, people don't feel that way. You know, things are different. People, you know, they hook up with somebody, you know, instant dating. You know, now you see them, now you don't, which gets back to the topic that you had a few moments ago when you were talking about the 3 women, you know, in the picture showing their assets.
Right.
Women now feel like that they're in competition with each other. And as Big Spiff said, they don't value their body. They don't think of it like that because they're absolutely not taught that anymore. They may hear a vague conversation, but when I was growing up, we were taught, and this is what I was taught, and this could be very controversial, For men, sex is recreational. They can touch themselves. It's right there, convenient, just like the doggone remote on the TV. For women, it's different. Their private parts are in a place where you have to get to. So that means that for somebody to get to you, you have to absolutely allow it. It's just not random. But women are not taught that in this day and age, so they don't feel that way. They just out there in competition with each other, almost thinking the same way that men do. You know, hey, I did this, I did that, group sex. You know, it's just a free-for-all. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm inclined to agree with that too. It does seem to be like a competition, and it's a competition. But what's valued as the prize shouldn't be what the prize is, because it's a competition. Not let me show you how much how well I can do for myself, or let me show you all the things that I can take care of myself with, or all the things that I've gotten accomplished, what I've created. None of that stuff seems to be what they want to show off. And it's all about a competition of something physical, something to look at. But if you think about it, it is kind of marketing to your market, because if the average guy was taught to go out and get it, then they're really not concerned with that other shit that I was just talking about. We need to see what you got, because that's what we was taught to go out and get.
And that's how it's being revealed to men. And it's unfortunate, it's not just these young girls. I see older women out there. It's like, wait a minute, hold on, Grandma. Hold on, Grandma. Hold on, Grandma. You should be teaching, the young girls, the way that you were taught. And it just really saddens me to see the older women and the older men. Older men hanging out on the corner with their pants sagging, earrings and braids in their hair. If you're over 30, you ain't got no business with no braids in your hair. I'm sorry. You know good and doggone well that your dad is turning over in his grave like, what is wrong with you? You wasn't raised like that. I didn't teach you like that. So why are you conforming to what the young people are doing when you should be teaching them, a way that's going to get them somewhere, instead of in this monotonous cycle of, trying to outdo the other for what?
Yeah, I agree. And that's going to lead to our next week's topic about these men. Not being men. Yes,
you gonna preview that real quick before we move to the event?
That right there, segue right into it, because, next week we definitely going to be dealing with these so-called Mitches and Moles. Because men today are not really men. They're not, and I'm not just talking about young men, I'm talking about, because a lot of these young men need to be teaching. Yeah, one of the things about a man, he has to understand he's a role model, and if he doesn't, and he doesn't want to be, then he's not a man. Let's
save a little bit of that. Let's save a little bit of that for next week.
Definitely.
Okay, but I was about to dive right in, but let me say this.
Right, and that's I didn't want him to go too hard with it, but before we let you go, Carla.
Okay.
No, were you about to say something?
I'm going to say that. Men years ago were taught to be men, and some men are still taught to be men.
Mm-hmm.
But now they don't have to be, because again, women, like he said, are the gatekeeper. They are the gatekeeper, and women don't require anything. And most men are only going to do what's required of them. I'm talking about real men, and nothing, for the most part, is required of them. Women are taking care of them. Men are driving women's cars to work. All of this kind of stuff is just totally reversed, and it's just a monotonous cycle. So men don't have to be men. They just need to be the male gender.
To kind of build on the earlier topic, what you're saying is that because women aren't valuing their bodies and making it very easy, therefore men aren't going above and beyond to be better as men.
Right.
Exactly. And it's
so we're spiraling out of control based on the fact that there's no value being placed on vagina. So it really does control the world.
Well, it's always controlled the world, whether it had value or not. But at one time, it had more value. Women just valued themselves. It's not even the vagina, just themselves in general. Women have no idea the power that they have, and I don't want to get all into your next week's subject. But if women knew the power that they had, if they knew the power that they had, it would be a whole other place. The world was another place when everybody was in their prospective roles. You know, I don't want to get into Bible or anything, but the way that God created the world is nowhere near the way it is now. It's a free-for-all. So that the average person is waiting for somebody to tell them what to do. Unfortunately, they're listening to the wrong person. They're following the wrong leader.
Yeah, and I like the whole how we kind of brought it full circle with if there's no value being placed on being able to be with a woman, then men aren't working as hard in order to do so. Therefore, they're not being real men. So it's all kind of tied in together. We all have to lift each other up together as a unit. So women have to require more, therefore that makes men do more. That means men start to teach their children in order to get more, they have to do more. And then we start to change things at that point.
I agree. But
so tell me,
happens,
Carla, what's your name? I never got your name.
My name?
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
All right, ooh, baby. So, ooh, baby, we in the vent now. So I need to know what was the worst dating experience that you've had?
Oh my gosh.
Give me your worst story.
Oh gosh, the worst dating experience. Oh.
And while you think on that, since I did kind of put you on the spot, because I did prep Miss Jones for this question. So maybe Miss Jones, you can go ahead, and then we'll get back with Ooh Baby. Find out who did Ooh Baby wrong.
Okay,
what you got, Ms. Jones?
I have two, and they're really, really short, so I'm going to tell you two. The first one, it was like, because, I was doing online dating, and you know how you just kind of want to meet somebody up, a little meet and greet just to see how each other are or see each other in person, hell, whatever the reason is. So we met up at IHOP, and I was working downtown, and, it was just my lunch break. So, go to IHOP, meet up in the middle of the day. Of course, I'm going back to work. At this time, I did live downtown. And, I told him that just out of pure conversation. So we meet up, and I ordered some pancakes. My pancakes were $3.19. And then he ordered like a raspberry tea, something like that. Either way it goes, our bill came up to $6 and like 30 cents, $6.32, $6.30 something. Now, problem number one is he pulled out his phone and his card, and he needed to call his card to make sure he had, $6.30 something on it. I'm like, all right, okay. He had to call his card. He had the money. Man, he must have smacked that card down on the thing and closed it and was like, like he just Ruth Chris me. But he didn't Ruth Chris me. And then this nigga had the nerve. The audacity was like, shoot, what you doing after this? I was like, going back to work. He was like, oh, shit, you done ate good. You looking good. Oh, pretty Pocahontas. Shit, I thought, we was going to go back and, shit, I thought we was going to chill. I said, I'm not ask for $3.19 in hotcakes. Like, nigga, ain't doing this a short stack. Like, I'm not going to give it up for a short stack. It's the middle of the day. Why your ass ain't at work? You gotta think about it. I thought you were in the wrong. You look like a streetwalker. I almost gave you change when you walked in the door because I do a lot of charity for the area. Like, I can't do this. So that was day number one. The very next day, I had another one. Obviously, I got off the dating site. But the very next day, I had another date. And we went to Shields in Southfield. Anytime I have a date at Shields, it usually goes bad. But I went there, and what did he? Oh, yeah. So I asked him, I said, hey, what do you do for a living? I'm telling him about myself and everything. And he told me, he was a football coach for his son's little league team. I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. And I thought about it, like, well, damn, that's a seasonal job. I said, well, no, what else do you do? He was like, shit chill. I actually had to think, shit chill a job title? I'm like, okay, shit chill. Is that on the east side? Is that downtown? I'm like, wait, this nigga said shit chill. In my mind, I was really trying to think of the location of shit chill. I really was because of how he said it. So
Shit,
that's what you do
that's the
for
new
a
Netflix right there.
Netflix, chill. Yeah, so those were my two really, really bad dates. The other ones just turned into, relationships that just shouldn't have happened. But yeah, that was my really, really bad dating experience. Both of those.
They were bad.
I love it.
They were bad.
I feel for you, but I love it. Short stack.
Yeah. Needless to say, I don't go anymore. Yep.
Teacher son, you got something for us?
Hey, this is Dwayne, the teacher again. Hey, it was a bad dating experience, man. So, one of my parents came to pick the kids up, and normally I don't, talk to the parents or try not to. She was very attractive. I'm like, hey, I haven't met you before, introduce myself. And I found out she was auntie. I'm like, okay, I got the green light. She was very beautiful. We exchanged numbers, and we went on a couple of dates. Everything was great, vibing. Went on more dates. And, we actually hooked up a couple times, sexually. And then I just feel like, okay, well, I don't think she's for me. I'll let it go. And so I told her, hey, I don't think this could pursue either further than this. And she's like, okay. And then she started texting me back. She's like, why don't you like me? I was like, I do like you. She was like, I told her, but I'm pursuing other relationship. And she was like, well, it's not that. Is it because I've been in prison for 15 years? I was like, what?
You been what?
No. You've been in prison? She's like, yeah, I have a felony charge for drug distribution. She's like, I thought you knew. I thought that's why you didn't want to mess with me. I was like, no. She's like, oh, it's because I'm a stripper?
Right.
I was like, oh.
It gets worse.
Did you even say two words to her before you went out with her? You could have found none of the sound conversation?
We had the whole conversation. She told me that it's school at University of Michigan, going for chemical engineering. She waitress and she also works at Best Buy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, well, you got some low budget jobs, but you're going to school for chemical engineering. I picked her up a couple times from the U of M. So I'm like, the girl is very intelligent. She has a lot going on for herself, but I didn't know the backstory. I didn't know that she went to jail for 15 years for drug possession. You know what I'm saying? Because of her deal with a big-time drug lord. I didn't know that now she does waitress, but in lieu of waitressing, she strips off. So I didn't know that. How do you know those things? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, the truth came out at the end, and it got weird because then she started showing up, where I'll be at. And I'm like, oh, okay, now you're coming to the school now. This is not, this is not okay. And she's like, I'm going to take the kids up. Well, the kids are not here right now, so what are you here for?
Right.
It got horrible, man.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's bad.
You got to do a better job vetting, man. You got to ask some background questions.
Right.
My God.
Because you stop. The funny thing is, when you stop talking to her, you said I'm going to pursue other relationships. So you broke up with her real professional, like you was fresh out of the HR department. But you didn't vet her like you was in the HR department.
I tried to let it down easy. I'm trying to let
it okay. Because she been in prison and she ain't scared to go back. I would have pink slipped her ass too. Yeah, she ain't got nothing to lose.
But I mean, it got better. I found out I was the first, male relationship she done had since she's been out of prison. So I guess she was dick strong. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, I've been a lesbian for damn near 15 years. I'm like, oh, okay. Wow. All right. Bye.
Goodness.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's definitely one for the books right there. What was her name? Oh, baby.
Yes, sir.
Oh, baby. I do you have something for us, or are you gonna leave it?
I don't know if I have any stories that are going to top those, but I, like Miss Jones, has also done some online dating, and let me tell you.
Have you?
I call them my friends in the box, and some of them should have been left right in that little box. Behind that screen, they're like the freaking Wizard of Oz, behind that curtain, pulling and pushing buttons. being who they want to be, and when you pull that curtain back, it's like, oh my God, now I got one of the little imps. You know.
Okay, so all right, so now so you've done the online dating thing. So I have to ask then. So the main thing that most people say with this online dating thing is people just aren't who they say they are. So have you met? Well, were you supposed to meet somebody and they were just completely different than what their picture looked like?
Yes, that has happened on numerous occasions, but that's not the biggest deal breaker for me. You know, because
What's
I think a lot of people put the old pictures on stalkers. The damn stalkers.
Really?
That's the biggest deal. Oh yes, that's the biggest deal breaker for me. It's like, you know, you don't even know anybody that long, and they're just like overtaken with you, and it's like you don't answer your phone one time. Well, why aren't you? Can I ask you why you're not answering your phone? Yeah, because it's my phone. How about that? Well, you know what? I was going to take you and introduce you to my family. Right, I was going to take and introduce you to my family because you remind me of my sisters, and you know. But now you just messed it all up. But I got a question to ask you because I'm an actress as well. He said, I got a question to ask you. Are you screwing your director? Are you what? What's your last name? You know. Those are
I don't trust him. I don't trust him. He be looking at you through the camera, and I don't trust the way he looking at you.
I was going to take you to meet my family, and now you done messed all of it up. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's good. Guess what? You don't have to call me anymore. So now the next day, you trying to hit me on Facebook and all this other stuff. But when I think about a crazy date, there was a guy I was talking to for a while, a couple of years ago, and he was like, oh, so you're in the downtown area? Yeah, okay, well, why don't you come by? Well, no, I'm not coming by. Well, listen, I'll tell you like I tell my daughter, if you go to somebody's house, just write down their license plates number, and, you know, you can write down my license plates number. And I'm like, I should have just walked away then. But no, I'm like, okay, let's just meet at Floods, which I haven't been to Floods in 30 years. I didn't even know their asses were still open. But anyway, we met at Floods.
A lot of jigaboos and Floods.
What'd you say?
A lot of jigaboos and Floods. Jigaboos and the Oompa Loompas. There's a lot of them in Floods.
I did not even know Floods was still open, but went down there anyway and met this guy, and evidently everybody knows him, and he's a big baller down there, and it's around my birthday time. And the crazy thing is I saw a couple of guys just looking at me really crazy, so let's just put that part on hold. Let's continue with this date. So we're sitting there, he's spending money, and he's like, oh, he spent like $100, and I'm like, okay, you know, I've had a really good time. It's nice meeting you. You know, I'm about to get ready and go. So where are you going? I'm about to go home. Well, how are you going to leave? I didn't spend $100 on you. Well, that was your choice.
You're mine.
That was your choice. He said, well, I'm about to go, you know, around the corner and play pool or whatever. You want to go with me? I'm like, well, no, not real. Girl, come on. You can't just leave now. So now I got to get some damn strategy. He's like, well, let's go to the valet and get your car. He had a valet get my car. He's like, well, just follow me. I'm like, okay. Soon as I turned down Lardard, I was on 75, like sparks coming at the back of my car. I was like, I'm not going nowhere else with you. And then no. So let's get back to the other part. So the next day I go back on the dating site. There's like 5 guys. It's like, hey, ooh, baby, I saw you down at Floods. You was looking sexy. Never that dating site was done. Yeah. So everybody on that dating site obviously hung out at Floods, and these were some that I didn't even know, but they knew me from the site and seeing it at Floods. So yeah, that's probably about my worst like dating experience combo.
Wow, you know that kind of puts me in mind of an internet dating experience that I had. Since we on online dating, I'll go ahead and run a story by you. So this was when I first moved to Michigan. Now, Michigan has Canada, for those who aren't in Michigan, so I'll just let you know. Canada's a hop, skip, and jump away from Michigan. So if you got your little passport or your little modified driver's license, you can go to another country. You can drive right on over there. So I called myself wanting to go to Canada real quick. So I was online, and I had just so happened to meet young lady Friday night. She was like, yo, let's go out. Now, I should have known something was wrong because her picture was like this hallway, and she was way at the back of the hall. And so it's a picture of her, you know, she's showing her little figure off or whatever, from what I could see. But it's so far away that I can't really make out nothing on her face. But it's Friday night. I got nothing going on. You want to go out? I want to go out. Let's go hang out. So I didn't know the rules for getting across the bridge to go to Canada. Nobody decided to say, hey, yo, Inquest, you can't tell the truth when you go into Canada. You need to say you go into the casino. But I didn't know that. So I pulls up. How are you doing? I'm fine. How are you? What are you coming to Canada for? I was like, going to see a friend of mine. Really? What's your friend's name? Now, I just met this chick like maybe 10, 20 minutes ago, so I remember her screen name, but I can't tell him screen name, so I'm like, you don't know who you're coming to see? I'm coming to see you for, how did you meet your friend? I met my friend online. So you just met a woman online, you're going to come and meet her? I was like, am I not allowed to do that? So you're telling me that you don't know who you're going to see, and you're trying to cross over into our country, and you just met this person online. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I'm trying to do. Go to customs. So I didn't know what that meant. So apparently, when you don't pass the test trying to get into Canada, they send you over to customs to where you have to answer more questions. Now, the chick in customs was way meaner than the dude that I had just finished talking to, and she tried to degrade my whole life. So you just meet people online and go see them. I was like, yeah, I guess I do. I don't know. I'm confused about my life choices right now. So after they finally turned me loose and let me into the country, I make it to a house. And I see the reason why that picture was so far back. Because when she came out, she had bumps. Like, a lot of... I don't know what to call it. And it wasn't like... I'm not talking acne. So don't I'm not talking about acne. I'm talking about flesh-colored mounds everywhere, like all over her face, her arms, what little cleavage she was showing, it was all on her chest, like everywhere, like bumped up, like the Braille Bible. She was straight up Book of Eli. And I just looked for a minute, and I'm staring, and I'm mad, and I don't want to be rude, but at the same time I'm mad because I feel like if you got some shit like this going on, you're supposed to tell somebody before they show up. You're supposed to say, hey, come see me. I'd like to spend some time. But, just before you get here, let me let you know I got bumps. I got a lot of bumps, so I love flesh-colored bumps. It's going to fuck you up a little bit. But come on and see me anyway. Let me make that choice. Let me decide if I want to go hang out with Bumpy the Clown. So, yeah, I went and, me, because I was a nicer guy in those days, I guess. Nowadays, I probably would have just, like Ooh Baby said, been squealing out with sparks flying out the back. But we went out, and it was real hard to eat because, she would chew, and, you never really notice how much the skin on your face moves until there's just a lot of shit on your face that makes people notice your face skin. So I'm just noticing bumps moving as she chews, and that muscle that shoot out the side of your head when you chew, well, that's got bumps on it too. So it's like these bumps moving. Yeah, it was hard to eat. And I was nah, man, I can't do it. I'm done. She was like, so where are we going after this? I'm like, we ain't going no. You going home. You need to go to a dermatologist, but you should definitely go home after this. And so, yeah, that was like one of my worst online dating experiences. You just triggered that in me, that painful memory. I appreciate that, Ooh Baby.
I think we're all going through a little flashback syndromes here.
Well, I had mine. It was not. I ain't gonna say it was one of my worst, but it was my shortest day ever. I went picked this girl up. We went to the movies and. We walked in, and I guess she saw her ex-boyfriend, and apparently it was recently ex-boyfriend. I mean, she ran right up to him. They started arguing right there in the theater. I mean, going off about money he stole and and this and that now. And I'm just sitting there. I mean, he's trying to walk away from it. She's following him, going off. So then I say, well, hell with it. I'm about to leave. I turn around and leave. She see me walk up and like, what? I'm like, what do you mean, what? So now you gonna leave? And I was like, you're damn Skippy. Like, catch a ride with your ex. And Got my car, and like baby said, sparks flying, I flew off. That was the shortest thing I ever had.
Yeah, we got a call coming in. Let me see what this caller got to say here. 917-302, you're on the line live.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Is the topic about going out on dates?
It's about any bad experience you've had dating or relationship wise.
I hate to bash you men, but a lot of y'all got issues. Broke, busted, and can't be trusted. I'm finding that out. I've been found it out. I just pray for men nowadays. They just need help. I ain't gonna say all of y'all need help, but a majority of y'all men need help.
Broke, busted, and can't be trusted. So I'm gonna need you to go into some specifics for me. Tell me about what happened. Tell me who did you wrong. First off, what's your name?
My name is Linda. Staten Island.
All right. Staten Island, New York, Linda. Okay. So give me some particulars. Who did you wrong, Linda? Who was broke, busted, and couldn't be trusted?
Well, I already told you the story of the turkey that I went out to eat with, and after we ate, found out he was broke, busted, and couldn't pay for the meal. That was the first bad experience that I had. Well, that's one of the ones. The other one was went to a party. We went to the party. He ran into some friends. Said he was going outside to get a little bit of air. Party's over. I'm walking around trying to figure out where this little scum bucket is at. He done left with his friend. He left me at the party to go out with somebody else. And then the next day he got sick and had to go home. So then, do you believe him? Do you believe him?
Yeah.
No,
that doesn't sound truthful to me.
Okay. All right. Okay, there you have it.
Wow. Well, Linda, I appreciate you calling in. It sounds like you had a rough time with the broken the bus. As a matter of fact, that seems to be an ongoing theme because Miss Jones had an issue with the short stack. So what's going on with Spiff? I mean, what's going on with guys that showing up on these dates ain't got no money to take care of nothing?
I have no clue. I'm just wondering why these ladies attracting those guys. That's why is it that these guys are coming to these women and want to go out?
So you're gonna turn it around and put it on the
I'm not putting it. I'm just wondering why. What made them even pick these women and they broke?
You can't judge a book by its cover. I can go out with you right now and go out to eat and get to the restaurant, order some food, and we get ready to leave, and you be talking about, Miss, I don't have no money. I'm afraid of the next bill. I'm not in your wallet. I'm not counting the bills, so how would I know? Right.
But my thing is, this is my feeling. If you ask me out, then you pay for it. If I ask you out, I pay for it.
Ain't that a bill? If I ask you out, I ain't never had to ask a man out, so I wouldn't know anything about it.
Oh, okay. So why you say ain't that a bill?
I happen to go out with men that portray like they have this, that, and got it going on, and you don't know if they don't have it going on until you get to the end of the date and find out that they broke, busted, and disgusted.
I'm still wondering why, man.
You don't know. You can't really tell.
I'm not saying you do know. That's not what I'm saying.
And it ain't gonna have to do anything. I ain't gonna say I'm a 1,000, but I can't catch a fish on the hook. You understand me? But I just find that some men just, I don't know, they play stupid, think you stupid, and I ain't figured y'all out. You know, men will be a mystery for the end of time, till the end of time. I'm gonna say men and women, but the majority of men. I've seen a lot.
I got another call I'm gonna take here. Let's see what this other caller has to say about it. Caller 314-703. I got you on the line. You are live.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm calling to report the broke, busted, no good, scumbag, low life, black gentlemen.
Gentlemen. Called a gentleman.
And I'm calling
from
St. Louis, Missouri.
What's going on, St. Louis?
St. Louis, Missouri in the house. I really enjoy your show.
Well, thank you for listening. We appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're calling a report on them. So, tell me what the incident was that you are reporting. So, tell me your last dealings with the broken, the disgusted.
Well, met a guy. We went out to dinner. Ordered our food. Had a nice conversation. Old boy left and said he had to go to the restroom when our food was just about, we were done eating. All right, I'm sitting there, and he done ate, got full. I'm sitting there waiting on this joker to come back to the table. He never comes back. So, what am I saying? He left me with the building, right?
Right, exactly.
So I have a serious problem with men as far as going out on dates.
Wow.
Yeah, that's rough. I appreciate you calling in and sharing with us and reporting the broke, the busted, and disgusted. I got another caller here. Next caller 313-646. You live on the line.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I heard this topic and I had to call in.
All right, what you got to say?
Well, I don't have a super long story like everyone else, but I did have a really stupid date that I must express to you all. So it was a real super basic date. Went to Chili's. I was excited. Get me some good old enchiladas. You know, I'm greedy. Excited. I was excited for the food. We talking, I mean, he's a little weird, but it's okay. It's okay, you know. I'm not going to judge a book by its cover. It was our first date. We met in college. It was okay. So the waitress comes to the table. She says, "Hi, how you guys doing? Can I start you off with an appetizer?" Before I can open my mouth and say yay or nay, he says, he starts stuttering, and I'm like, oh my God, does he have a stuttering problem? Is there something wrong? He said, do we want what? And she said, an appetizer. Would you like an appetizer to start off with? He panics. He looks at me. He looks at her, and I'm like, "Are you shitting on yourself?" Like, I'm confused. So I pointed to the first section of the menu, like, you know, starters. You know. He was like, "This right here, like teasers."
Whoa.
I shut on myself at that point. I shut on myself at that point. She said it like 3 times, asking him what he wanted, and he still said it wrong, looking at it on the menu. At that point, I dismissed her. I said, "You know what? Can you give us a few more minutes?" At that point, I left. Alone. Because I already had my doubts about him before.
The reading skills wasn't real strong.
Right.
What can he do for me? I'm sorry. What can you do for me? You can't read the word appetite, and let's say you've never seen that word before. Okay, I get it. So you've never seen that word before. It's fine. We don't go out often. Okay, it's okay. You don't get out. It's fine. However, she said the word like 3 times. I said it once, so that's 4. Then, you know, I don't understand. He could at least play it off and say, "Oh, you know what? I would like," or just give me a moment. He didn't have to embarrass himself like that. So for that matter, I panicked. I made a fake phone call. I left. But then.
Hold up there. You couldn't just tell my man that you're going to leave, you know, this isn't working out. You just going to leave him sitting there because it's obvious that he's pretty stupid to begin with. So he already just going to be sitting there waiting for you to come back for hours till they close, wondering what happened to you. I mean,
no. I told him I was.
Oh, okay. You told him you had to leave.
Phone call. No, I made a fake phone call, and I left. Goodbye.
You got up and left. Oh, okay. Gotta go.
And like, ooh, baby, and like we all been saying all night, and just like, ooh, baby, sparks coming out. You saw my tire marks in the parking lot, okay? Goodbye. No. You can't read. Like, at the time I was, 23? That's unacceptable. And he was a year older than me. That's unacceptable. You can't read.
24, to be showing up illiterate.
That's.
You know what? But he might have had the money to pay for the meal, though.
Right.
And, that's another thing, so I'm going to address that. It wasn't about the meal. I don't need you to pay for my meal. I go out when I have the money. So if I can pay for myself, it's great. I'm going to always pay for myself when I can. I don't need you to pay for my meal. I'm just going so that we can talk, enjoy each other, et cetera, et cetera. It wasn't about the money. I didn't need a free meal. Look, Cool Mo gonna eat, okay? I'm gonna eat. I don't need your free meal. I was just trying to get some good talks, conversation going on, some good laughter, just a good time, and you ruined it because you can't pronounce a word that you can't even. I'm lost. I'm still confused. I'm done.
I have a question for you, though.
Okay.
How did he get you to go out with him?
I was
Good
young.
Question.
I was dumb. Look, I was young and dumb. No, seriously. I knew his family.
Oh.
And he went to the same college that I went to.
He went to college?
So,
yeah, I probably wouldn't have said that on the airwaves that your college be graduating them illiterate.
But no. He only went there freshman year, and he left after the first semester. So I don't think that would count.
It's hard to go through school.
But to my recollection, he left because the financial aid was the issue. Because I went to a very expensive college, and I understand a lot of that happened to a lot of people. Almost happened to me. So I'm not judging there. That's not an issue. That's his life. But like I said, I knew his family, his mom, wonderful woman. Oh, my gosh, she's so great. And his family is just amazing. And, he was cool. We talked a few times, and it wasn't even going on it. Go ahead.
So he was able to hold a conversation with
you? Yeah.
Okay.
But see, most of the time, let me just say this as well. Now, a lot of times when I did see him, he always came back for the parties, okay? So a lot of times I was pretty drunk. So, the conversation apparently was okay because I was in a drunken state. So, having that said, I guess the conversation was good because I barely was having. I had pretty much speech impediment probably and couldn't say much and didn't know what I was saying. So, I guess the conversation was good for me at the time. Yeah.
Wow.
That's beside the point. The point is he cannot pronounce appetizers. He does not know what an appetizer is. At that point, once again, I shat on myself. I'm done.
Steph, it seems like we have a real epidemic, and maybe we need to make this a point of discussion on a later show about it seems like the guys are showing up on these dates without really being prepared for it.
Or educated.
Right. I mean, I would say being able to read a basic menu would be like step number one in being prepared for a date. We got one more call coming in. Let's see if we can get one more story in, and then we'll be wrapping it up. So let's see here. Caller, I got you live on air, 313-695.
What's up, man? This teacher again.
The teacher's son is back again.
Hey, I don't got another story to tell. So I think my last story was enough for everybody. But I guess my question is they said broke, disgusted, and busted. Why is it always the man's responsibility to pay? I mean, why don't the women flip the bill sometimes?
Oh, I think we're going to get some calls in about that one.
You trying to start a whole nother discussion.
So what you're saying is your question is, why is it always the man's responsibility to pay?
on a first date or on a date period?
Yeah, I mean, if we mutually, why not go Dutch? You know what I'm saying? Why not? If we mutually agree to both go out, especially if we're meeting online. You know what I'm saying? Online, as you said, everybody can be anybody online. So I don't know what the hell I'm getting into. You don't know what the hell you're getting into. You know, why do you automatically assume that I'm about to pay for your flapjack?
Because you trying to chill with it afterwards. You can at least pick up some blackjack.
You can at least find some pancakes.
Cakes and pies. But no, that's just my other. You know, kind of irks me. You know, men, we go out, especially if you online dating. I mean, you kind of serial dating. So that shit get expensive. If you paying for all them dates you're going on, say if you go on 4 dates in a week, you know, that adds up real quick. You know, I'm saying I know I got it, but you know, those dates don't equate to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if the dates where you go in like, okay, this girl is horrible, but now I got stuck with a $45 bill for this horrible ass date. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, why is it always responsibility to pay for the date? Why not, you know, hey, this is a Dutch date, you know what I'm saying? Or why not, you know, women should pick up the bill. If you're interested and you feeling me, you know, do something different than the next woman ever did.
Oh, you know what? I just realized that's the brother who said she better go out at 2 in the morning and get that. She should already be going out 2 in the morning to go to White Castle and get that salad.
Hey, all right. She want to get that ring, man. She want to get that ring.
So she want that ring. She better be paying for her own first date and hopping, putting some clothes on and give me that White Castle in the middle of the night.
You got it.
Okay.
All right, well, we appreciate you calling back in. You know, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Big Spiff, tell me, please, what have you taken with you across the finish line tonight?
What I've taken across the finish line tonight is the fact that you realize that men have been told by their parents or some significant male in their family to go out and have as much sex as they want to. I'm cherishing taking that across the finishing line tonight.
You cherishing taking that across the finish line?
Yes, I am.
What I carry with me across the finish line tonight, we need more Boy Scouts. And what I mean by we need more Boy Scouts is the motto of the Boy Scout is be prepared. So there's entirely too many guys out there that's showing up on these dates unprepared, whether or not the teacher was, you know, the teacher saying we go Dutch or whatever. If you're not prepared to pay for the $6.95 short stack of pancakes, or like Linda from Staten Island said, dude didn't have any money at all. These dudes are coming completely unprepared, even for the Dutch. So yeah, we need to sign them up early. Let's get them early. Dads, while you're telling your sons to go out and screw everything that ain't nailed down, can you also tell them they're on the way to the Boy Scout meeting? So at least they'll be prepared moving forward. That's what I carry across the finish line tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everyone for listening. This is Heart Race Radio, and tune in next week where we'll be talking about the Mitches and the Moes. And this is Inquest and Big Spiff, and we are out.
Good night. Good night.